Do you know how to write a JPA entity which is having a composite primary key? Composite primary key हम तब बोलते हैं when a primary key is made up of more than one column. So if you see this table for reference, here primary key is the combination of employee ID as well as project ID. And I bet you won't be able to figure this out in the interview if you haven't faced this scenario before. So let's quickly see how we can write a JPA entity having the composite primary key. So the very first thing you need to do is you need to create a class which will have the field and the column mapping, right, for your primary keys. So the table has two columns which is part of primary key. First one is the employee ID and second one is the project ID. Inside this class, here I have defined the field and column mapping, right? And you have to annotate this particular class with @embeddable annotation. Now, this employee project ID class will be behaving as a composite primary key which you need to inject in your JPA entity. So let's quickly see how we can inject it in the JPA entity and use it as a primary key. So if you see, this is my employee project entity class where I have embedded employee project ID field, right? So earlier for non-composite primary keys, we used to write @ID annotation. But for composite primary keys, you have to write @embedded ID annotation, and then you can use this particular ID as your primary key. Wherever you want to access the employee ID or project ID, you just need to write id.getEmployeeID or id.projectID. Even if I show you your JPA repository, and the same is going to be used later for all the database operations.